Yet another cold, frosty morning, even inside the tent. There was another one of these frozen dews that frosted everything. I think I might have to start storing my water bottles inside my pack with my food. I woke up thirsty at like 3 in the morning, took a swig out of that bottle and just got a mouthful of ice. The joys of cold weather backpacking. Since it is getting up into the 60s, all this frost will end up melting. So if I don't have the tent dry, it will be ice when I set up. It tends to be hard to get water down when it's this icy. I'm probably going to just fill off the tap and hope that melts the remainder of the ice in my bottles, because yeah. Today it is 4 miles along that highway you can hear in the background. That's going to be fun. It seems to be like nonstop truck traffic. Then I turn on a dirt road and head off into the middle of nowhere. So I'll be outside of the Malpais monument, but I will be within the western wilderness for a while here. I'm basically going to curve back around and then rejoin that road that the brown line would skip right down to. As of right now, it is 73 miles to Pytown. Pytown, I have boxes delivered. I just saw a new comment pop up that people who had the box sent to Toaster House, the post office is no longer dropping things off there. So that might get interesting. If my boxes are not at the post office or not at the Toaster House, that's just a house that somebody has left open for hikers for like decades. There is a store at the end of the road walk post Pytown. Somebody did resupply there, and they said things were so stale they had a hard time getting through it, even when it was their only food. But since I am going to reserve now, it's not that big a deal. Worst case, I just got to stretch a little bit, make it out to reserve. Reserve is the last stop before doing that big haul into Black Hills and Winston. Which, if that doesn't sound familiar, most people go through the Gila there because there's a shortcut. Rather than go all the way around, you can just like cut down the river. Probably should have just froze my butt off and come over here pre-dawn, but oh well. There's no way I could have finished editing the video that way. Fingers tend to get so cold out of the sleeping bag when I wake up, I'm actually huddled inside. With the days so short, currently I've been setting an alarm for 5:30. I'm usually stirring earlier than that. I wake up at 4 something usually, but that's just my prodding to get things going. Per the ranger I talked to, they used to have a presence here, but they've basically turned it over to fire or emergency response personnel. It is publicly accessible. There is a bathroom, and more importantly for us CDT types, there is water. I'm going to spend maybe 20 minutes de-icing some things and then topping off their wall plug. Plan is going to be to pack 6.5 out of here. Honestly, the biggest thing I'm worried about is getting down water because it is all icy. Okay, managed to get down 2.5 liters, so I am sloshing. I have, 6.5 on my back. And I have 26 miles till a reportedly questionable water source. Good times. That was a chilly damn outhouse. Okay. It is kind of shocking, the temperature difference. I'll be sitting there shivering when I'm out of the sun, and then as soon as I get into sun, I'm like, these long johns are probably overkill. I do get just the slightest bit paranoid sometimes. Drinking out of sources like that faucet, it's probably fine. I mean, this is a dedicated CDT stop. So presumably they would have a sign up if it was non-potable water, but 3.7 miles till I'm off this highway. Part of me wishes this was a little longer. That whole thing yesterday, I could not move really quick in the middle of the day just due to the cross-country nature with the lava rock. So I'm trying to strike a balance, carrying enough water to get me through and accounting for the fact that I may have more of that. So this is yet another stop where If it was within the normal season, they'd be open. I could go there, buy food, water, etc. But since I'm running a little late, I had to make do at the information center water and down to a pipe which is hopefully flowing when I get there tomorrow. I'm pretty sure this is why there is a road walk in this section. Obviously the one south of Grants is to get you to that really cool lava field, and that was totally worth it. The red line between the highway and the blue line alternate, again, that was one of the more standout sections of the CDT for me. It remains to be seen if that was the only reason they routed the trail over here, or if I get to go through more cool stuff. Looks like I'm dodging between volcanoes for a while. This mound I'm walking around is Bandera Crater. It's actually an old cinder cone. Oh yeah, and this does actually regain the divide for a while. I think it departed due to an Indian reservation. And yes, that is snow on the ground. There's been a little bit left in the protected areas. And County Road 42 is the start of where I head south again. It's funny how little the altitude has to change for it to get significantly colder and there's still to be snow on the ground. So that's kind of what I was fearing it was going to be like. Craters of the Moon style. Fancy. Well, so much for the easy miles. For what it's worth, I could actually stay on that dirt road. It kind of parallels if I just wanted to make time, but And yet another abandoned cache. Somebody really needs to come through here. That's got to be the 7th or so I've found, and those are just the ones that I've seen and investigated. Most of them are left by that lava flow hostel. And don't get me wrong, I don't personally have a major issue with water caches, etc. But you got to either maintain them or make plans to come back and strip the trash. In Florida, they maintained them by having a whole bunch of gallon jugs lashed together, kind of like that one that Crystal maintained about a week ago. And, you know, they're marked Florida Trail Hiker. This is mile marker 2500. Interestingly enough, with the extra miles in Colorado when I went back for the red line, I'm now just shy of 2,600 miles. I remember talking to somebody last year and they were really hoping to be over 3,000. That was their goal, not to do it as short as possible. And they were actually worried they were going to fall under. At least I don't have to worry about that. So 14 more miles to theoretically where the end of the dry carry is. I've only drank this much water and that was kind of forcing myself. So once again, I'm carrying too much, but it's really the evenings. During the day, I can conserve pretty well. Well, that's one way to make it style. Makes it easier to climb over the fence. So this section, I was just checking the map, has me literally on the divide with all the fun stuff that comes with that, like climbing the occasional cinder cone. Okay, going to be dark here soon. There isn't too much point in pushing too much further today because of the big road walk into Pie Town. There is a stop I kind of need to make. I will have tonight out here. Tomorrow will be basically right at the start of the road walk. Night after that, there's a ranch that has a shed hikers can use and water and everything. And then it'll be Pie Town the day after. Getting dark, so I decided to stop. Plus, this is a nice spot, should get sun in the morning. Today was a lot easier than yesterday. There was still a good amount of lava rock, so I had to watch, tripping and slow down on some of the climbs, etc. But it was a good day overall. I got over 18 miles. I'm happy. Home sweet home.